Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring that little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So I've been saying for quite some time, this is the end of fucking days, mate. This is the end of days. We're all going to die. You know, I've been saying that for quite a while, and people are like, oh, Rabbi, you're just joking. No, we're all going to... No, that's basically where I am in life. But, you know, and I keep seeing things that go, well, that might be a part of the end of days, and I think this is certainly has to be a part of it. The Shill media, and it is the shilliest of the shilliest media, right? They with this is an article from CBR.com. I am completely amazed. They accidentally told the truth. It's got to be accidentally, because I don't think they wouldn't do that on purpose. Now, CBR, I believe they're owned by CBS.com. No, CBS, I should say, who owns like Paramount and, you know, that normal corporate structure. So we're talking super shilly. CBR.com has been used many times over to, like, put in, like, these awful articles saying that anybody who didn't like the abomination of Star Trek they've been doing is an alt-right evil wafist. You know, they it's one of these places that just peddles these relentless lies, right? Even they are forced to admit, right, that Jodie Whittaker, you may love her, you may hate her, right? Whatever you feel about her, she's not popular, darling. She is not popular. Even CBR.com admit, wow, she is super not popular. And I haven't read the article yet. I just like thumbed through it, you know, because I'm just astounded, right? You're literally catching me in a moment of pure, undiluted amazement, right? So that's what's going on. So we're going to read this article. Don't know how long this video is going to go, right? I think I'm going to put this video out on Saturday. And I think I'm going to do an extra live stream on Saturday. So catch me. I've been meaning to do a deep dive review of Westworld Season 3, which it's going to be me and like two crickets. No one's interested other than me. I think it's one of the greatest things ever. Literally no one's interested. But yeah, if you're around, tune in. Why not? So that's going to be going on. So this video might be a bit short. I don't know. Look, honestly, I have a rough goal of what I want to do when I start a video. I never know what's going to happen, right? I kind of make it up as I go. That's kind of my default go-to thing for my whole life. Yeah, I have a rough idea what direction I'm going to go. Anyway, I digress. Please like, share, and subscribe this video. This is, like, share this video, and subscribe to this channel. Yeah, that's just doing everything in order. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all those things. Oh, you know, baby, it's a fan-dabby, double dozy. You know, I'd love to have the crankers on the channel. Wouldn't that be fun? That'll be like, okay, given the choice, you could either have the Crankies, David Tennant, or Billy Gibson on 1985 Nicola Bryant in spandex, okay? What one's it gonna be? Let me know, okay? I ask you to comment as well. Comment is good. Let me know in the comments, who would you choose to be on my channel out of those four? You got Millie Gibson, 1985 Nicola Bryant in spandex, okay? The spandex is the important part. And, well, the Nicola Bryant's also the important part. I think the spandex straining against Nicola Bryant's firm young body is really what I'm going for, okay? David Tennant, and who was the other one? I can't remember now, but whatever it was, whatever I said, you let me know out of those four who you would want to see on my channel most. I am intrigued. I'm intrigued to know what you say. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Now you got what to say. Okay, there you go. Like, share, subscribe, comment. In the video notes is my our links to many things. Links to my Twitter, my twats. Follow me on Twitter. And Elon Musk, mate, you seem to be hurting for a bit of cash with Twitter. You keep saying, oh, it's going to close. Open Twitter bloody blue, darling, right? Oh, for me over in Israel, $8 a month you're going to get. Right there. That'll sort out all your problems, won't it? So Twitter, Instagram, and what else? So Twitter, Instagram, and my Substack, my email newsletter. That's the one I really want you to subscribe to. Thank you very much. Honestly, I'll be frank with you. My Instagram just kind of repeats the shorts I put out on YouTube. I should really open a TikTok as well. I mean, why not? Everyone's doing it, baby. The only real difference I can work out between TikTok and like Twitter and Facebook, and the other social media is TikTok is run by the Communist Chinese part, the Chinese Communist Party, or the Communist China, the CCP, right, in China, and they use it to influence you to do terrible things unless you live in China, when it is used to influence you to do very good things. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, I think it's the secret services are in charge of TikTok. The Chinese Secret Service is in charge of TikTok, but the CIA is in charge of Facebook. Elon Musk is in charge of Twitter. Who do you trust more, the CIA or the Chinese Secret Service? Well, the question is, where is pedophilia more okay? Now, I don't know anything about the Chinese Secret Service, right? I know nothing about them whatsoever, and I would like it to remain that way, quite frankly, right? But the CIA, I think they got one or two pedophiles there. I think they like pedophilia quite a lot. So, I don't know. I'm probably both. They're probably about equal. Yeah. Who do you want more? I don't know. I could go either. Anyway, these are the weighty questions we deal with on this channel. So you're going to want to subscribe. Like, share, subscribe, comment, answer the question. Fine. Let's get into this article, right? Let's get into this article. So, CBR.com. I'm still like, really? How? How did that happen? The 10 most hated characters, the 10 most hated Doctor Who characters. Well, you got some that I really dislike a lot. I think they miss out one that I didn't like, but let's find out. From the Exorbitant to the 13th incarnation of Doctor, many Doctor Who characters are disliked. I mean, really? I mean, this guy, it's kind of like the, there's this story about a month ago, or maybe more, of this. Okay, Nancy Pelosi was the Speaker of the House, the third most powerful person in the US, and weirdly, her and her husband's stock picks were the greatest picks ever. They could always pick the stocks that are going to go up and go down. Maybe it's connected to them having insider information about what legislation was going to be. Anyway, I digress. So then there was this weird story about Paul Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi. First, he was pulled over drunk, but then the story was that a homeless man had invaded his house and was attacking him with a hammer. And the story, none of the elements of the story added up, right? So I think it was maybe CBS or NBC, a reporter on there, a very shilly reporter on a very shilly network, told the story, they gave the facts of the story, for some reason Paul Pelosi let the guy in the house. Look, he was probably buying drugs, or it was a weird sex thing, one of the two, right, or both, right? That seems to be what was going down. And look, it's the third most powerful person in the country, getting close to in the world. They had security, which he sent away. So, unfortunately, this reporter, for whoever it was, CBS, NBC, ABC, whoever, I think maybe ABC, right, accidentally reported the truth. And he's been put on administrative leave, or she's been put on administrative leave. Nobody's seen them since, right? They've vanished. Speaking of which, has Kanye turned up? Because if he doesn't, I think they're going to blame the Jews, quite frankly. And I'm one of them, and I don't want to piss off a bunch of Kanye. It wasn't us, mate. It wasn't us, okay? If anybody asked, it wasn't us. As far as I know, probably was. Could be. Look, you don't want to mess with the Israeli Secret Service. I don't know. They seem to know, they know what they're doing, right? So, okay, I can go on a gazillion tangents of actual interaction with the Israeli Secret Service right now, but no. Okay, I'm going to do one. My son, when he was a tank commander, he was stationed just outside Gaza, right? And there was this giant bunker there, And they kept bringing out like wheelbarrows upon wheelbarrows of dirt, and somebody asked, "Well, what's going on in there?" And it was like the Israeli Secret Service. They're like, "There's no bunker there. No, you're mistaken. There's no bunker." That was Israeli Secret Service. Anyway, I digress. Maybe they got this right. So listen, what's his name? Gabriel Delgado. Oh, related to Roger by any chance? Mate, go into hiding. You're in trouble. Okay, you are breaking the rules. Fine, let's read the article. Since 2005. The Doctor Who revival has given fans some of the most exciting and original stories in science fiction. I would agree with that. I would absolutely exciting and original. Yes, that's very, very much Doctor Who. The British show has also introduced many beloved emblematic characters over the years, solidifying them as staples of the genre. Okay, that's fair enough. While the characters have resonated with the audience, most characters resonated with the audience, there are many who are strongly disliked by fans for one reason or another, okay? Whether they're villains, companions, or even the Doctor themselves. Okay, I was going to say herself, himself. These characters have always gone down in Whovian history as the most hated character, most hated in fandom. Again, he's completely breaking the narrative, this bloke. Dude, go into bloody hiding, okay? Go into bloody hiding. Number 10, Rose? Really? I'm surprised. Okay, the norm is love Rose. How do I know that? Because my daughter at the time was like a little blonde girl. She loved Rose. Oh boy, did she cry when Rose left, right? Look, let's be fair. Rose, everybody goes, "Oh, she's terrible. She was awful to to really strong." She was an 18-year-old. Have you met an 18-year-old? They're a nightmare. God, at least she knew having a vagina meant she was a lady, right? 18-year-olds today don't know that. They quite resist that idea, from what I can tell. Rose may be one of the most iconic companions companions of the modern era. I believe that she is. She is also, but she has also collected her share of haters over the years. While many loved her romance with the Doctor, others found the relationship detrimental to the new version of Doctor Who. I will say this about the Rose Doctor romance, that I think you needed a writer of exceptional skill to be able to pull it off, and you can do it once, right? Once, and it's done. I don't think you can go back to that route. I don't see Shooty and Millie, making googly eyes at each other, right? I do not see that going down at all. I'm really hoping Shooty's going to be an asexual Doctor, right? And why not? Man, everything is about, who you want to sleep with. What's wrong with being a kid, right? And having something being childish, right? And not having to say, "Oh yeah, so now we're gender fluid in this episode." No, why can't we just not talk about sex, right? When you're a 7-year-old, it seemed to me like, may I make a recommendation? Go and watch Indiana Jones in the Temple of Indiana Jones in the Temple of and the Temple of Doom. He's in the Temple of Doom and the Temple of Doom, right? So that, I think, is the perfect way to represent sexuality to a general audience, right? It's that, Indy and, who was it, Kate Capshaw, who ended up being Mrs. Steven Spielberg. They had a romance going on, but it wasn't a real romance. It was more like little kids know that boys like girls and girls like boys. So it was nodding to that, but it wasn't. It was really strange, as it wasn't erotic or sexual in any way. It was very, very innocent. I think that is the level. And it's always good to rewatch Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Freaking love that movie. Funnily enough, that I only saw. There's a whole bit where, if you're in England, you're in England the same age as me, you might have the same thing. There's this whole bit they cut out in the English version of the bad guy reaching into Indy's chest, or reaching into a guy's chest to take out his heart, and it just opens up. I never saw that because they cut it out in the English version when I got the Blu-rays. I was like, oh, Also, I never saw the slug from the SETI Alpha 4, SETI Alpha 5 from Star Trek 2, right? Going into Chekhov's ear. They didn't have that in the English version, no. Captain, they put creatures into our bodies. Made us lie, made us do things. Maybe that's going to be the defense of the Shill media. They'll be like, they put creatures into our bodies. They made us lie. We know. We've noticed, right, Mr. Media? We've noticed you've been a little bit of a fibber of late. When I say of late, always. Fine. Rose had a tragic and almost celebrated send-off at the end of season 2, only to return twice more in much weaker roles to satisfy the Rose Doctor supporters. I don't think it was for that. I really disagree. I really genuinely disagree. The scene in, what was it? Whatever it was, it was basically the Avengers, the Rusty Davies doing the Avengers with the Doctor Who universe, right? Which is now a thing, where they had Torchwood and the Daleks and Doctor Who and Sarah Jane, and it was awesome. But the bit where he sees Rose, right, and he runs towards, and this is just before he gets exterminated and starts to regenerate, best cliffhanger ever, right? Absolutely the best cliffhanger ever, right? They had to have like a car that went backwards so they could like really do him like putting a sprint on, right? It was I think it was really important for that version, that character, that version of the Doctor, to see this Rose again, right? I don't think it was for shits and giggles, quite frankly. And then when they brought her back in the 50s, well, they just wanted to bring her back. Well, let's be honest, okay. But what, you can be mad at Liz Sladen for being in the Five Doctors and falling down a cliff that was completely horizontal. That's one of the greatest falls ever in Doctor Who, right? Then John Pertwee has to use Bessie to pull it up from. Literally, the road is flat. Okay, you can just walk up here. Yeah, no. I'm just going to pull you up. Okay, well done there, Liz, darling. You did an excellent job. Fine. While she hasn't reappeared since 2013, the 50th anniversary, it wouldn't be surprising to see her pop up in an upcoming season. It would not. Number 9. Nardole's personality didn't resonate with Doctor Who fans. I actually agree with this, right? I like the character, and I like the idea of the character. And look, my favourite season of Capaldi is season 10. I do like it a lot. I just felt it was a bit too cutesy. It kind of fell flat for me, right? So Nardole began travelling with the 12th Doctor after working as a con artist for an unspecified amount of time. He was quite an unusual companion in that he was neither human nor young as the previous companions, and therefore had quite a different dynamic with the titular Time Lord. Honestly, I think if you saw, what was it called again? Not Curse of the Fatal Death, Scream of the Shulker, right? If you saw Scream of the Shulker, you had like a robot master in the stars, also played by Derek Jacobi. That's the sort of thing I think would have been better, right? This thing, yeah. It just seemed like Matt Smith, Matt Lucas was a big star and would bring people in to watch. But totally, I don't think, even though I liked him, right? I just don't think it worked very well. I do agree. He was therefore quite a different dynamic with the titular Time Lord. Given his jarring childlike charisma, Nardole often came off as dull to fans of fans of Doctor Who. By season 9, audience had already gotten used to the Doctor's more witty and adventurous friends. Okay. Fine. So, hated? I don't know. River Song, okay. I thought, doesn't they really like River Song? I mean, she gets on my tits a little bit, but, not too terribly, right? River Song's persona got tiring after several storylines. Well, it was really one storyline of their relationship together, right? And I love the way it ended with Capaldi. I didn't like how she didn't recognize Capaldi as the Doctor in, what was it? Not the Return of Dr. Mysterio. What was that one again? That was the Husbands of River Song, right? when River Song was introduced in season, I mean, I stopped buying them on the River Song box sets on from Big Finish. The first few were kind of interesting, where you had them interacting with all the different doctors, other than the first 3. So she interacted with 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't think she interacted with 9. 10, 11, and 12, obviously, right? Well, it seems like a bit of an opening. It seems to be the only one she hasn't interacted with, but Chris reckons is like, no, I'm on my own. My doctor's a one-man band, me. I mean, honestly, I think they should have done another box set with, Tim Trelaw's third Doctor, Stephen Noonan's first Doctor, Fraser Hines' second, who I kind of prefer quite a lot now too. I like who's it? Not Patrick Troughton's Patrick Troughton's son is doing the second Doctor now in Big Finish, who I liked in the Beyond the War Games one that they did, but he's doing a book on tape right now with the second Doctor, and he's okay, right? He's not as convincing as the second Doctor as he was in the audio drama. But it turned out it needed a hook, and then the last one I got, I think she was peripherally interacting in other Doctor Who stories, and that's the one where they brought back the Private Jones or whatever his name was from was it Web of Fear? Right, who was supposed to be in the same age and sound like 102. So, but yeah, look, honestly, I think she's run out of steam. I agree, run out of steam. But hated? But I think run out of steam. When River Song was introduced in season 4, she was announced in she was shrouded in a mystery that would expand over several arcs, and multiple Doctors. I think they kind of made it up as they went along as well. Though fans initially enjoyed River's strength and her interaction with the Doctor, they slowly turned on her more as she was featured in Doctor Who. Best known for her flirtatious nature, River Song often took over the entire episode whenever she appeared on scene. Well, what can I say? She had a lot of charisma. I can't remember what name of the actress. But, look, she like, the character and the actress exude charisma. Okay, that's true. Her Mrs. Robinson persona seemed to bore Whovians soon enough, especially once the true identity was revealed. That was like 3/4 of the way through her story. Shilder's poor character writing soured her in the eyes of Whovians. I thought they wrote her incredibly well. It didn't really work for me because she looks like Maisie Williams, who was like somebody in her 20s. And when she was supposed to be like thousands of years old, she still looked like somebody, which I get. That's the thing. But the writing was great. How like she saw her children die, and just everything that would happen if you've been alive for that length of time. I thought the writing was fantastic. I strongly disagree with this one. But even so, it wasn't like a classic, the all-time best classic Doctor Who. Man, come on, you should have got another 2 seasons minimally. Even Maisie Williams' acting skills and charm not even Maisie Williams' acting skills and charms were evil to save her from her character from hate. Originally a common Viking girl, Asilda was turned into mortal when the 12th Doctor used mere technology to resurrect her. After that, she became traveling her own. And Stephen Moffat so set up a Doctor Who spin-off series with a female-centric Doctor Who spin-off series with Maisie Williams. If they had done that, and I know a more traditional male Doctor, I think they or at least a Doctor that was masculine. You could have him played by a woman, but no. Let's say have a male Doctor, and you could have had her and Clara in their own series. It's such an insanely wasted opportunity. But it wasn't about good storytelling or getting people to watch. Like, no, it was just about trying to convince you that you're a bigot if you don't think this awful Doctor Who is very, very good, right? Yeah, somebody was said that the grooming going on in the world over the last few years hasn't been to children, it's been to parents to make them okay with grooming their children, and I do tend to agree with that. Right, that does seem to be the case. Despite being saved by Dr. Alcida, turned up on multiple times and even stole his TARDIS on one occasion. Her character was so inconsistent that fans deemed her one of Doctor Who's worst supporting characters. Well, it is true Big Finish hasn't gone back and done some Asylum Adventures. Ryan! Ryan, you got the short straw, mate. What about Yaz, right? Yeah, Ryan, mate, I don't know what to tell you. Here's the thing. Chris Chibnall wrote all the characters to have characters in the first episode, and then he just went, forget about all of that. I mean, like, you know, he had dyspraxia in the first episode and his last episode. He couldn't ride a bike. But then in the second or third episode, he was doing backflips with a gun and shooting all these robots. And that was still dull, amazingly. How'd you make that dull? Get Chris Chibnall to write it. That'll do the trick. I tried to pop my ears, and I ended up nearly snotting over the camera. That's not good. One second, let me do this. Oh, that's better. It'll dry up by summer. Ryan was one of the first people to meet the 13th Doctor. Sorry, mate. Sorry, what can you do? Should have taken another train. That was totally blocked. 1 second. Oh, that's better. After her regeneration, and the TARDIS spat her out, right? After his grandmother's death, that the Doctor basically was responsible for. He occasionally travelled. No, he was part of the gang. He was part of the fam with the Doctor while struggling to bond with his step-grandfather Graham. Yeah, it was like. The characters were like notes on a whiteboard, right? And that were completely ignored. One of the three concurrent companions, Ryan, was easily overshadowed by the more expressive characters like Yasmin and Graham. No, like she was overshadowed by Yaz because she was because they ended up because she was a stunning brave woman, right? Okay, here's the truth, right? If you're a black man, you are not high up in the progressive stack. You are way at the bottom. Everybody, I mean, isn't it the truth, right? I mean, honestly, like, you're a black man throughout the history of the Western civilization, you have not done well, right? You have not been your identity hasn't been beneficial to you, shall we say, right? Finally, right? You get over this social justice, which I think is more injustice, but where people who have been marginalised are forcibly raised up, and black men are still at the bottom of the bloody pile. I mean, are gay men underneath them? Ooh, only if they're lucky. As I say, I digress. His apprehensive personality also struck a nerve with Whovians, who thought he was whiny and unnecessary member of the TARDIS team. Well, that time he had him sucking his thumb, which wasn't the worst part of that episode. Autumn 55 really didn't do much for the character, did he? No. It was designed to denigrate men. Okay, so poor old Ryan. What can I tell you? Alan gave into his greed and was kicked off the TARDIS. That was the point of the character, right? If you read the Writer's Tale, both editions, I believe this has it in the initial, or maybe it's a Doctor Who magazine special. I can't remember. It's got the Russell T Davies outline for the first season, right? And this one was the companion who couldn't, giving the idea that not everybody can be a companion. I like that a lot. So Adam was unlike any other companion in the revival. After debuting in season 1 as a researcher for the evil corporation, well, the guy who had the Sideman head and all that stuff in Utah, I believe, he travelled with Rosalind and the Ninth Doctor for a single episode before succumbing to his own greed and being blacklisted by the Doctor. Well, that is something, you know, I think Capaldi may have handled it differently. I don't know. Though he never reappeared in the show, Adam did plan and execute failed revenge plots in several Doctor Who comics. To this day, he remains the only disgraced companion in the modern adaptation, as he's never received a redemption arc of any kind. Yeah, also, I mean, the actor, he was big in Corrie, I think, at the time. Is he still big? I don't know. Clara's personality deteriorated as her convoluted story unraveled. That's kind of fair, right? I Clara just... she was designed to leave at Last Christmas, the first Capaldi special, which is so much better than you remember. Oh my God, really, really strong. But yeah, she was designed to leave then, and it would have been a beautiful exit, because she would have, the Doctor would have finally connected with her again when she was very old. And I love that idea, and maybe go for one last stroll around the cosmos in her later years. I thought that was lovely. By the way, I'm really excited about the third Doctor Big Finish coming out next month. The return of Jo Jones. It's JoJo. It's like old Joe, like Katie Manning playing her own age, meeting up with the Doctor again and traveling again. I'm like, oh God, that's so beautiful. I love that idea. Can't wait for that. Please don't screw that up. Anyway, despite forming, where are we up? Replacing a beloved companion is no easy job, but taking her from two fan favourites immediately put Clara in the toughest spots. Well, the trouble with Jenna Coleman is, you had Amy Pond, what's her name, Karen Gillan, she felt very, very real. She felt very, very, very authentic, right? And Clara felt very inauthentic. It felt very fake, right? The whole tap dancing stuff, not literally tap dancing, is how you have like, a patter with the 10th Doctor. I don't think that really worked. I think she settled down quite a lot in Capaldi's first season, and I think it was a mistake to continue into Capaldi's second season. Although I did like that arc, the whole Chase the Raven arc, Face the Raven arc, right? I thought that stuff is really, really, really strong. And I know you got the that sexist line about, oh, thank God I regenerated into a woman now. God, piss off. It's always regenerated into a lesbian woman. Like, oh, they still love dick. Oh, there you go. I mean, they still love pussy, right? Easy mistake to make. Especially for the confused younger generation of today. Fine. So replacing a beloved companion is no easy job, no. But taking over two fan favorites immediately put Clara into the toughest spots. Add to that a convoluted storyline and a deteriorating personality, and Clara was already set up for failure in the eyes of the fans. I mean, she really could have left with the Impossible Girl arc being wrapped up, right? I think maybe 1 year would have been enough. And honestly, I think Capaldi really came alive when he was with Jenna Coleman, right? With Bill Potts, whatever was it? What's the name? Mackie? Can't remember. But I think his companion really came alive. I love his Doctor when he's with children as well. I really wanted to rewatch In the Forest of the Night. I haven't seen that because it was crap, and I didn't like it. But I'm really into Capaldi's interaction with children. It's so perfect, right? I absolutely love it. Despite forming a deep bond with the 12th Doctor and arguably becoming his best companion, Clara slowly gave into the reckless side and began defying the Doctor's rule. Eventually, she suffered the consequences of her actions and died at the end of season 9. Well, no. She went off in her TARDIS with Alison. Yeah. In the Diner TARDIS. She didn't die. I mean, maybe she did. I don't know. It make my head hurt. It's confusing. Zorlov. Every hate of Zorlov. I like this episode, right? This is a good episode. I don't know what they're talking about. It's fun. It's silly, right? It's very Doctor Who. I love Linda, right? Not the person Linda. The London investigative and detective, so whatever it was. I love that little group of like kind of losery people, because those losery people are you and me, and that's what happens. We form little families, little people find each other, right? I love that. I absolutely love that, and I think the Zorlov was a great foil for that. And of course, it was designed by a school kid. Wonderful competition. Designed by a kid on the Blue Peter competition. And when they came to make, when they want the kid to say it, he was like, oh, it's supposed to be as big as a bus. He's like, oh, you didn't tell us. We didn't know. Oh, no. Rusty Day was also great with kids, by the way. But yeah, I know, I digress. I like the Zorlov. Leave me alone, okay? Episodes where the Doctor has a minimal appearance were always standouts, whether they're exceptional like Blink or appalling like the Much Despised Love and Monsters. I love Love and Monsters. I even love the Scooby-Doo bit at the beginning, right? I love Love and Bloody Monsters. The later is perhaps best known for introducing one of the Doctor's worst and ugliest villains, the Absorbaloff. I like that villain. I'm sorry. Known for his unattractive appearance. He's not really known for it. Like maybe like the sucking people into his body. Listen, if there's an Absorbaloff out there, I just want to make this known to everybody. I don't mind bits of me being sucked into other people's bodies. Okay, that's fine. That's groovy, baby. In fact, more the merrier. More the merrier. Although the carpet could get awfully sticky. That's all I'm saying. Okay, episodes where much as done on the latter is better by introducing Absorbaloff. The Absorbaloff was an alien who could absorb other bodies and memories with distinct looks. Actually has an interesting backstory. It was created by a skilled, not really, it's like a 9-year-old, a skilled 9-year-old. He won the competition, okay? It was, they did it in the 60s with Patrick Troughton as well. Where's that on? I think it's in... There's a Lost in Time DVD set. I think that clip's in that. I really like that clip. It was, yes, that's the one. In the night, it was John Noakes, right? John Noakes in the Blue Peter. They had one monster which had just had a one big eye. Said he can't bite you much, but by jiggery could he blink? Fine, he won the BBC Time programme. Actor Craig alienated several fans from enjoying the character. I didn't mind him until he started doing his talk show in America. And I'm sorry, this man has played a cat in the James Corden. He's played a cat in the movie Cats. Very, very disturbing. And he wasn't as big a pussy then as he was when he's hosting his piece of shit show. Yeah, look, I mean, when I see him now, I kind of think of like the. There was that guy in Hunger Games who had the show, who had like the propaganda show. That's how I kind of view him now. Introduced in the Lodger, Craig was one of the 11th brief companions. Well, it was in 2 episodes. While most fans recognized his sweet personality and surprising ability to fight Cybermen, they were unable to overlook the actual play of James Corden. Despite being a talented comedian, Corden's popularity has decreased recently as he's become a meme with various fans on the internet, including Whovians. Not even his friendship with Matt Smith managed to win them over with his appearance in Doctor Who. Well, again, stop! Don't be, propagandist in chief, right? Don't be a massive pussy. That's a turn off, generally speaking, right? I keep offering. Okay. If you're a brainless Hollywood fuck out there, right, who thinks apologizing to black people on camera is going to win over hearts and minds. No, it's not. Hire me. I will tell you how not to appear like a massive douchebag, right? All these people could bloody have use my help. And I'm cheap, mate. I'm cheap. Let me know that. You should all know. I'm a cheap date, baby. I'm a cheap date. Anyway, okay, some people don't like him the same reason. Still, number 2. No Yaz. And then... here's why we're doing this article. Amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Number 1, the 13th Doctor suffered from questionable and inconsistent writing and a terrible bloody performance. I mean, look. It's incredible, right? Jodie Whittaker's terrible performance. They hide that behind bad writing, right? They say, oh, no, it was just bad. No, she couldn't act for toffee. When I say she couldn't act, I think it's very important to act, to convince somebody that you're the character. That's the point of acting, right? That's the job you need to do to be an actor. You need to convince someone you are that person, right? That's what you need to do. But the first person you need to convince is you as the actor. She never believed in the character Doctor Who, and it was very clear from her performance. Like it never seemed real. It never seemed authentic, right? I don't think she understood the character. I don't think she was clever enough to pull it together. I really genuinely don't. And I don't think it was clever enough because I saw her take on Doctor Who, which was Yeah, she did a bad job. What do you want me to tell you? Yes, Chris Chibnall cannot write. I agree with you. He is massively unqualified to write Doctor Who. I agree with you, absolutely. He also can't run Doctor Who, but he couldn't cast it either. I'm sorry. I would love to see who else was on Addy Pryor, the casting director's list, right? I bet there must have been, because he knows what he's doing, you know, like they're all like into this weird gender ideology, but yeah, they know what he knows what he's doing in casting. I'm sure there must have been a lot of better candidates on the table, and just he knew who Whittaker was. Anyway, to say that 13th Doctor caused never before seen chaos in Doctor Who fandom would be an understatement. Man, I can't believe they're telling the truth, right? I cannot believe they're telling the truth. I'm astounded. Every aspect of her character was judged but the media seemed to focus on the few fans who disliked her for being a woke addition to the series. Well, you know, it was going on in everything in culture. It still is. I mean, I think it's dying down now, right? But this was the height of the culture war. It just really kicked off then. And yes, it was awfully woke, right? Woke is the platforming of ideology on a franchise with an existing strong fan base, right? You're trying to get that ideology out to more people and propagandize them about it, essentially, right? And you know, and we see that happening all throughout society, right? Yes, it was painfully woke, right? The Rosa episode was a piece of shit, right? Why? Because it was painfully woke. Same with the Partition episode. It was painfully woke. The Partition episode didn't really teach me anything about the partition of India, which I don't know much about. All I know is this: that the writer of it, Vinay Patel, looked at one group of brown people massacring another group of brown people, and said, "Oh, those white people, they're totally to blame," right? That was the message I got from that, which made no sense because it doesn't make sense, right? Yes, and yeah, Orphan 55. It was awful, right? The only reason Orphan 55 wasn't the worst episode of Doctor Who ever made is because they had all the other episodes that season, right? It was genuinely terrible. But man, I'm impressed to tell you the truth. Every aspect of the character was judged. Again, it was a terrible performance. Woke's in reality, most Whovians criticised her poor writing, lack of charisma, and inconsistence with other versions of the beloved Time Lord. Well, yeah. All those things, I would say, are not minor criticisms, right? I think they're actually kind of significant criticisms. Most of these were attributed to the then new showrunner Chris Chibnall, who led seasons 11 to 13 before being fired. With extremely noticeable highs and lows. I didn't notice any high. I noticed a lot of lows. I like each week. Oh, look, we got a new low. What's that? Lowest ratings ever. Next week. Oh, look, we got a new low. What's that? Lowest ratings ever. Didn't we just get that last week? Oh, yes, baby. Oh, yes. But, you know, the fun never stops here. The fun never stops. So there you go. Amazingly, somebody accidentally wrote a truthful article in CBR.com. Gabriella Delgado may be related to Roger. I don't know, but maybe it's that power. The power of the master is making go, no, I will not succumb to the desires of CBR.com, and I will tell the truth. Maybe she's been I'm assuming it's a she, been hypnotized by the master to "you will tell the truth and you will obey me." That might have happened, because I can't look, it says realistic an answer to the strange question. You know, like, how did CBR.com accidentally tell the truth? Who knows, baby? Who knows? My name is Tzvi Lebetkin. If you want to come and check out my my live stream going over Westworld Season 3, which I freaking love that show. Honestly, no one's going to watch the live stream, but I just adore the show. And I think it's very important to do Have your channel be about things that you personally like. If you're thinking of starting a YouTube channel, please do. I got that advice from Nerdrodic, and it was very good advice. Please start your channel too. The more voices, the better. And check me out on that stream later. If not, have yourselves an awesome weekend. Like, share, subscribe, comment. All those things are fantastic. And have yourself a fantastic day.